Yes, indeed, family. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Let me know how the audio is. Let me know if you can hear me. Love and light to the family. Peace. Let's get it. All right. Before we begin, I want to remind everybody today, in a few hours, from the hours of 5 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. or maybe 10 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be doing the Facts Initiative 2020 and the Pillar Prophecies tour. We are in Richmond, Virginia. Shout out to all of my VA brethren's family, everybody in the building. Salute to every single person out there. Peace, love, and light. Welcome. All right. We are in Richmond, Virginia. All right. Doing the Facts Initiative and the Pillar Prophecies today. Shout out to everybody that has already bought tickets that are pulling up. And peace to everybody that's on their way to be with us today and to celebrate and tap into this monumental lecture that we're about to give out. All right. Love and light to the family, man. Peace, peace, peace. Let's go ahead and do this roll call. Give me 1 minute.
How many keys you got? 2, right? Yeah, you get 1. I got it. Oh, they get 4, y'all. You need 10.
Richmond checking in. All right, Richmond checking in. Shout out to Richmond in the building. All right. VA all day. Salute to VA in the building. Shout out to VA. You dig? Okay, okay. Peace to the Bronx. Peace to the BX. Peace all BX all day. That's where I was. That's my home. That's headquarters. That's where I was born. That is the borough of Conception. Phoenix, Arizona. Shout out to Phoenix. Houston in the building. Peace to Houston. Brick City, New Jersey. Peace to the bricks. Peace to the bricks. Shout out to man from Brixton. All right. Yes, indeed, LA. We see you. We see you, LA. Peace to LA. East Side, Las Vegas. All right. West Philadelphia. Groton, Connecticut. Groton. Salute to y'all. that's innovative. Groton. Mic check, 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 check. All right, how does that sound? Check, 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 check. How we on the audio? Let me know. Give me some feedback. Check, 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 check. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. You dig? Yikes. All right, all right. Okay, Boston in the building. What up, Boston? Vegas in the building. What's good, Vegas? Seneca in the building.
What's good? Gainesville in the building. VI, Virgin Islands.
To this day.
All right, what's really good?
To this
Central
day.
VA. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. All right. Boston in the building. Spartansburg in the building. Alabama in the building. North Carolina, Jersey, Naptown. You dig? What's really good? How's everybody doing? All right. Chicago up in this bank. All right. Shout out to Chicago. Chi-Town up in this thing. Man from London. Mandem. Big up from T Dot. Shout out to T Dot. So it's a global affair. It's a gangster party. We got I was considering y'all, the Mandem across the pond and other people in other time zones. When I came on early today, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be able to be seen by the bruv them in the UK because the hours are kind of off, but it's it's linked up right now. So yes, today is a daytime session. Yesterday, I was supposed to do Third Eye Thursdays, and I was like, let me just take a nap. And we know how that all ended and whatnot. But I was a little, I had a full day. I want to share this before I even begin. I'm going to bring on my guests for the day and whatnot. I have a few guests that's pulling up. But I've shared this with them yesterday, and I'm going to share this with y'all, right? I found a cheat code, you know what I'm talking about? And the cheat code for me, right? And I'm going to just share what's working for me, right? I'm going to share the cheat code moving forward in these days and time. I can only speak for the now. This might not have been a cheat code a year ago, 5 years ago, but it's definitely in play. Waking up at 4:30. I had a 7:15 a.m. flight yesterday. I woke up at 4:30, right? I went to bed probably at 1 a.m. You know what I'm talking about? But I went to bed around 1. I got up at 4:30. Let me tell you something. I know everybody realizes that time has sped up, right? It's to the point where articles are coming out saying that, the time is definitely shifted and whatnot, right? Time don't even exist. I don't even think the days exist anymore. Hold on. Pause for the cause. Brother checking in from Sudan. You understand how important that is, yo? The brother's tapping in from Sudan. Like, we definitely global, baby. You know what I'm talking about? This is a global conversation. So not only has time sped up immensely, but the days are blurred. There is no more Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. The days had feelings to them, right? Like, remember on American Gods, you have Mr. Wednesday, who happens to be Odin, and Thursday happens to be Thor's day. It's Thor, right? The days were attributed to deities, right? Mercury, right? You had the deities attributed to the days, but we in a day and time in this fifth dimension that we've shifted into, where those days, either something happened to those deities that those days represent, or the pull that those deities had on the subconscious and on the hearts and the minds of the vortexes, the people that really mattered. We'll get into that in a minute, right? Either that has weakened, or this shit is just a blur, right? And something has changed during this reset, this great reset, where we are either going into newer days, or the shit that you thought you knew isn't what it is, or time as we know it doesn't exist and it shifted. There has to be a answer to that question. There's many different theories that are at play, right? Many different theories that are at play. But what I do know is that if you wake up at a certain amount of, at the right time, if you wake up to preserve or to experience what a real full day feels like. Yo, I never felt a day like I felt yesterday after waking up at 4:30. By the time it was noon, I had flew to another state. I think I didn't finish getting my hair rebraided, right? Or braided up. I watched 2 movies on Netflix whilst getting my hair braided. I had a great conversation with the hair braider. You feel me? I made a few other phone calls and a few other moves and whatnot. It was just like I had a full day. And then when I thought about it, I'm like, wait a minute. There be days that I wake up at this time. So imagine how much of a full experience of my time. Remember, the most valuable thing in creation in this 2D reality is time. Billionaires create systems to do what? They say time is money, and that's false. It's not. They lied to you. Time is not money. People with money will spend money in order to get their time back, in order to get what is known as time. Are you serious? People doing time. People who are trillionaires / billionaires do what they need to do in order to do what? Acquire more time with their family members, with their loved ones. Imagine Steve Jobs with all of the access to the technology, right? Stocks and bonds and, you know, shareholders, investors in the future that he had ahead of him. He would have gave it all up in one day for one more day. Time. Don't fall for the okie doke about time not existing. People have to qualify that when they start pumping at the when they start saying shit like that. Make them qualify what it is that they're saying and why are you saying that? No, nigga, time does more than just exist. Time is all there is. So if the timing of my life, I'm speaking about me. I'm not talking to y'all right now. I'm having a private conversation in public. What Steve? Steve died. What Steve you talking about? Time, right? So if I'm realizing that I'm losing out on the waking experience of my life every day when I don't wake up at 4:44, because that's the time I'm gonna push it to, then damn, what could those hours pertain to? Now, if you were to take a concerted guess and if you were to take a wild guess, it would be that time that you might be still sleeping you're in the dream state, right? You're in the dream state with Morpheus, right? You're in the underworld, you're in a dream state with Morpheus. We're gonna talk who's seen the series The Sandman on Netflix. One of the illest series that I've seen on cable. That's gonna help Netflix get back some subscribers that they was hemorrhaging and whatnot. Disney Plus, I don't think could put out a show like that. Not to say that, you know, they don't have quality, but The Sandman was very, very, very interesting. Maybe Blue Pillar touch on that when he comes on in a little while and whatnot. But that needs a decoding by KT the Arch Degree. I don't even want to touch that. I want to touch on it, but I don't want to be the one to touch all on it. I want KT to get his touch in, you know, because that show right there, they was going all the way in. You know what I'm talking about? How the writer, Neil something, Neil, I don't want to jack up his last name. He's the same guy behind American Gods. You know how I feel about American Gods. With me, it's the writing. You feel me? If you could put together something with that pen and the dialogue and the quote unquote the narrative, what are the ideas and concepts, right? What are the ideas and the concepts that are being shared in the conversation, right? Not in really what they show you in the film, more so in the conversation. Yes, it was definitely heavy in agenda, right? I'll just say that. But if you understand who this Neil dude is from observing his work on American Gods, especially season 3, there's an agenda, right? Once again, I'm not letting that get in the way because of what I'm listening to is the dialogue. What I'm paying attention to is the line writing, right? There's something that's called there's something about what's being written into the narrative. Last episode on Melanin Monday, I talked about the power of ideas and concepts, right? And deconstructing reality and creating worlds and whatnot and controlling narratives. That's all that is taking place. When I watch Game of Thrones, I don't pay attention to the blind. The blind is to make you react off of what they're showing you, the shock and awe and whatnot. There's a lot of sex, there's a lot of gore, there's a lot of violence. There's full representation of all people of all walks of life in the Sandman. Let's just say that, right? But you better make your way through there and get the fucking lesson, man. Stop playing with this. Let's not, I don't know about P-Valley Decoded. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know about P-Valley Decoded. You know what I mean? I don't know about Empire Decoded. You might not be having to watch all of those shows that be having agendas attached to them, but in the Sandman, which is an adaptation of a comic book, right? And it's a hell of a good adaptation. They bodied it. And what they did in this adaptation, or this adapting, is they included melanin women, and they featured the melanin women in key roles, right? By taking the comic book, right? I've had this conversation before about the fantasy industry, and I'm going to continue to have this conversation. Matter of fact, let me not have this conversation that I'm having right now by myself. I'm going to open up the line for my first guest that's pulled up in the building, none other than the promoter who brought us to Richmond, Virginia. By the way, I'm live in Richmond, Virginia, y'all. To this day, if y'all don't know, to this day, me and Blue Pill is in Richmond, Virginia right now. Richmond, Virginia, VA. Shout out to VA. You know what I'm talking about? We was on 17th Street last night and whatnot, pointing out how that was the slave quarters and whatnot. Now that's where they have the farmers market, where they selling fruits and vegetables and whatnot. They were selling our fruits and vegetables a few centuries ago, but that's neither here nor there. There's also some haunted ghost tours that are going on out here that we might tap into. But yeah, this is a very, very powerful, interesting grid. I'm feeling it's giving me Savannah. It's giving me New Orleans. It's giving me Richmond. This is a very powerful, powerful, enchanted, haunted city, mama. To this day. To this day. Billy Bob Thornton out this bitch. You know what I'm talking about? I was at the airport with a Billy Bob Thornton out this bitch. Nigga, I seen a cornfield. Virginia, I seen a cornfield. Big cornfield energy, my niggas. It's been a while since I seen cornfields and whatnot. I pulled up, I seen a cornfield. And my guy, Sir Bay, lives on a motherfucking mound, bro. Not just a hill. He live on a real life mound, bro. You know what I'm talking about? He never even told me that. Hold on, let me bring him in. Rude boy, you never told me you live on a mound. What are you doing? Man live on a mound, bro.
There we go.
757 Portsmouth was really good. 757
really
Portsmouth.
Hood.
I ain't gonna cut you off real quick, but I'm gonna show them this. Before, let me see. Let me do this. I bet y'all didn't know this about Richmond, Virginia. Everybody, I bet everybody didn't know about this fam. Where's this thing about this shit being the Harlem of the South?
Facts only.
The Harlem of the South. Did you know this? But first and foremost, introduce yourself to the family. Let me go and get this article. Let them know who they looking at right now. And
Peace to the family. Yes, peace to the family. Yes, Sir Bay, author of Your Gift, Your Passion, Your Purpose.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about your gift, your passion, your purpose. I'm also the promoter and the organizer for the event today here in Richmond at the Black Irish Social Club. We are at 321 West Broad Street at the Black Irish Social Club. If you can be there physically, if you're in the DMV area, pull up. You can pay at the door, $25 at the door, or you can get your advance tickets right now, Friday until 5 p.m. And yeah, bro, we lit, man. We got Red Pill in town for the Facts Initiative 2022. We got Blue Pillar, you know what I mean? Got Blue Pillar doing the Pillar Prophecies, Win in Rome. Man, you can live stream this event as well. We got the live stream link. So if you can't be here physically, if you're not in the DMV, don't worry. You can watch from home. We got the live stream link. Get your live stream tickets. And we here, man. The city's excited. We electrified. We magnified.
Come on, man.
Let's get it.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
To this day.
What we talking about?
To this day.
What we talking about? What we talking about? One of the main reasons, right? I want to salute the king while he's here and give him his flower. Nah, I ain't giving you no flowers. I'm giving you some trees to smoke, man. Flowers smell like poo-poo when they get, flowers die. You know what I'm talking about?
Facts.
Shrooms get consumed and whatnot, and trees get smoked. You know what I mean? And it gives you, you know, now we're gonna give you you know, we're gonna give you a better flowers. But I want to say a lot of people say that they're gonna do certain things and they fail to do it in life. And I'm not judging anybody, you know what I mean? I'm just pointing out something that has, you know, kind of like, I would say, deterred a lot of people from even tapping in with promoters and going and pulling up to these cities and whatnot, and, you know, blessing cities and blessing towns and blessing states with their presence and dropping gifts on the people and charging up the grids and whatnot. You feel me? But this brother said he was going to do something and he did it, right? And as a result of him doing it, multiple people, thousands of people at that are going to benefit off of his kind gesture as a promoter. So I just want y'all in the chat room and whatnot, give this man a clap up, show him some emoji love, y'all. Come on, y'all.
To this day,
You know what we do
to this day,
is we want to value our brothers and sisters who are righteously, you know, playing their part, right, and doing what needs to be done, because this is a well-oiled machine. This thing that we've been doing as world changers, me and Blue Pill and our master teachers and many others who come before us and many others that are going to come after us, we connect with our network, and our network is our net worth. The reason why we say that is because we don't want to look outside of ourselves, because we already know how finicky people are. And instead of paying anybody else attention, we want to focus on our network. And we want to say that in our network, it's almost like a diamond mine, this unmined. You feel me? Instead of mining other people's business, we're going to go ahead and mine the minds of our people, because their minds are diamond mines. Yeah, that part. There goes your emoji love. You know what I mean? People are giving you the emoji love for, you know, and we're gonna in this system that we're implementing, the value system, the restoration of the value system, the restoration of the quote unquote you know, the value system, the penalty system, right? And the reward system. What we're going to do is we're going to reward this brother, and we're going to add value. His social value is going to rise, like his credit score, as a result of him doing what needs to be done by standing behind brothers Red Pill and Blue Pill, the twin pillars in our brand. KTL, Know the Ledgers, Know the Ledger, Know the Ledge Media, KTL University, and with us pushing the Facts Initiative, which is very important in these days and time, extremely important. So what better place to set it off? What better place to get it popping? What better place to jump this thing off for the 2022 calendar year but Richmond, Virginia, known as, right, and I bet y'all didn't know this, known as the Harlem of the South. So these Harlem boys from the north and whatnot are going to come to charge up the grid. Richmond, Virginia, home of the Confederacy, right? When you drive down, when you go down certain back roads and whatnot, and when you travel through this thing, you feel the spirit of the ancestors. You feel the deepness of the ancestors. This shit is ingrained, yo. But you also feel the other energy. You also tap in, and you can look, and you can feel, and you can, you know, attract. You know what I mean? And you can see people affected by your energy because they're carrying that other energy. And you know that other energy that I'm speaking of, it is of a lower frequency. It is of an inferior frequency. Okay? It's a very fearful energy. It's an energy that's steeped in secrets and lies. When they see you, you represent the truth and a light. And these people have done everything in their power to keep people who live in Jackson, and they live in Jackson Ward, they live in Richmond, Virginia, they live in Norfolk, Virginia. You know what I'm talking about? They live in Virginia Beach. They've done everything in their powers to keep our brothers and sisters' lights very dim. Because the only thing that's holding this thing or this spell in place, The only thing that's really holding this quote unquote egregor in position, the only thing that's really behind these ideas and concepts that our people are inferior and not worth their weight in gold and whatnot, and they're more than just slaves. The thing that's really behind this, right? The thing that's really powering this whole thing is the fact that you niggas stay asleep and don't know who you are, and don't know the importance of the land, and don't know the history of the land. Let's just take, for example, how powerful the residents of Virginia are, especially out here in Richmond. Let's just speak about, you know, the potential, right, that it possesses. Because one thing that I know about time, we started out talking about time. Time is not linear. Time is centrifugal. So what do you mean, Brother Red? What I mean is, by time being centrifugal, it always revisits and comes back around. So if Richmond or Richmond, Virginia was once the Harlem of the South, God damn it, we are in centrifugal times. We are in cyclical times. It can be the Harlem of the South again, right? It's going to eventually, that sun is eventually going to rise again and again and again, because that's what it does. It disappears and it reappears. Okay, it rises and it falls. It's the same thing with the cities of the South that burned and whatnot and fell. It will one day rise again. It was prophesied. There's nothing that you can do to stop it. And to be honest with you, as we speak, these cities are rising again in the same place where the ashes were of those old cities. Okay, that's what time is. You don't have to worry about it. The people who are not doing it, you don't got to worry about it, because nigga, you're not doing it. It don't got nothing to do with you. It doesn't have shit to do with you. You just a spectator at this point. But there are people whose blood of their ancestors who owned estates and land and built cities and towns, banks. You got to remember, these brothers and sisters built this up when? After the Civil War. This was during Reconstruction, when they were really going against the grain. And what did they do? They built this city up right here. They built this city up right here. So regardless of what people know Richmond, Virginia as, or Portsmouth, or Norfolk and whatnot, or any of the places that are like narco states, right? Where it's a bunch of trapping and clapping and slapping and rapping.
Real talk.
Right? All of these places, you know, that's fertilizer. All of these underworld places, yeah, we know that they exist, but out of that concrete, a rose is going to grow. You got to figure out where's the roses in that concrete. You got to figure out where's the shrooms, where's the mycelium, and all of that fertilizer and that shit and that bullshit. You know? Because the potential for people who were once great lies within the quote unquote spirit of many of these people who are being led astray. So what part are you going to play to give these people their red pill and wake them up? Once you wake them up, you can't put them back to sleep. And once you wake up, God forbid you niggas act like you want to go back to sleep. That's something that you got to deal with. If that's how you feel, if you signed up for consciousness, we just had this conversation earlier, and you saw what somebody did inside of the community that made you hand in your card and go back to being a nigga. If you saw somebody being a nigga most of the times, right? Because when most of those teachers fell and whatnot, it was for being a nigga. When people would say, I'm so turned off by this community, it was because of nigga activity, right? Because they saw nigga fangs come out, right? If people got jerked and ripped off and done dirty, it's because a person who was considered to be someone who's supposed to be in their higher self showed you their fangs and got on some lower self shit. And then you know what certain people's response is? Oh, I'm going to hand back my card and go back to being a low level, low frequency nigga. Come on, man. Make it make sense. It's I'm going back to selling box. I'm going back to selling drugs. I'm going back to gangbanging. I'm going back to put my head in the sand. I'm going back to the church. So you allowed somebody else, right? Actions that were backwards, convince you to go backwards. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So that's what a lot of people be doing. But let's read about Richmond, Virginia real quick. What caused an area known across the country to change over the years? What do you know about Jackson Ward? Most people living in the city of Richmond knew the names Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, and Jeb Stuart. But what about the names of other Virginians like Maggie L. Walker or Bill Bojangles Robinson? They, alongside several other Black Virginians, were responsible for transforming Reconstruction era Richmond into the birthplace for Black entrepreneurship. InvestFest, EYL, right? I'm just saying that to remind you that these times are back again. We said in 2020 when this shit dropped that we're in the soaring 20s. You had the roaring 20s. They produced man like Marcus Garvey, right? Who just celebrated a birthday. Man like Noble Drew Ali. Man like Elijah Muhammad. Man like Casper Holstein, right? These were legends. There's a whole other litany of them. They were producing legends. And every single Black inventor from the late 1800s, they was legends in their time. They was setting the precedent. So after the Civil War, right? In Reconstruction, right? When this was the hotbed. So imagine the Death Star gets destroyed, and then the same people that the Death Star was selling for, was organ harvesting, sex trafficking, human trafficking, murdering, lynching, doing all kind of shit. They actually take the Death Star and rebuild it in their favor and make that shit gold. That's what Richmond is. That's what Richmond is, right? For decades before the Civil War, Richmond was the country's center for selling and torture of enslaved Black people. But after the war ended, these newly emancipated people came together and created a thriving community for Black people by Black people, right? So in response to Jim Crow laws borrowing them from other businesses, Black people took it upon themselves to create their own. What's going on right now in today's environment? People are creating their own businesses. I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it with my own two eyes. It's actually for real, and it's real life, and it's really going down, and it's really happening. You don't have to act. If you were to say anything else, you'll be out of time. You would be out of time. You'll be functioning out of time. You would not be presently present. But presently right now, in the presence, I saw 12,000 Black people come together, melanated, whatever you want to call them. I seen them come together, and they was popping, and they was all about their business. And I saw hundreds of successful Black businesses. They were legit businesses in the building just a few weeks ago. So the same times that sparked the minds of the Black entrepreneurs to build Black Wall Street, because do you think when all of these quote unquote Black cities was functioning, and when Black cities were making more money than cities of today, and you niggas don't have one city, right? You know, and you having conventions now. You don't got no city, but you got mad conventions. You don't think they was having conventions? They have fucking cities already up. What do you think, Survey?
Only, bro. Facts only. I'm about to get on this elevator if I go out. But you're absolutely right. There's nothing new under the sun. We've always been industrious. We've always been creative. We've always been family oriented, you know. And like you said, it's the soaring 20s, bro. We're back to where we started in relation to coming out of that Reconstruction period. And
Right.
You're seeing it happen now, man, with the economy, with consciousness, the technology, the information that's being made available. And that's why today is so important, because a lot of people are just missing a few puzzle pieces. And you got brothers who are bridges, such as yourself and other master teachers who are, dot connectors, who help put puzzle pieces together. and help activate the grid and help activate people's lives and enhance their lives and change lives. There's people that you can talk to for 10 minutes. A 10-minute conversation with certain people can change your whole outlook on life, right? Your whole perspective on life. So that's why this is important. But yeah, Richmond, even people from Richmond don't even realize the greatness, the energy that permeates in and out this field. And that's why we're coming together tonight. So it's going to be a powerful event. Trust and believe. Get your tickets.
Right. Get your tickets. I just put a link in the chat for the live streams for everybody around the world that wants to tap in, and y'all want to be right there in the building to make it feel like you're there, right? And your involvement is important as well, because it's similar like a campaign that anybody else would do. Like, we're really campaigning. This is a real campaign. There's different modes that I switch into. I'm a scholar, I'm a teacher, I'm a visionary, I'm an Afrofuturist, I'm a consultant. I do many things. I wear many hats because that is required of me in these modern day and times that I'm living in right now. Correct? If there were other people to do these things, then they would be the ones that are doing them. When I perfect my system and when I'm able to, teach others how it is to do what it is that I do, then I'll be able to have a team around me that are able to carry that. But until then, I'm wearing many, many different hats, right? So the hat that I'm wearing today is the hat of a social entrepreneur who started an initiative in 2017, okay? And in 2017, when I brought out the Facts Initiative, many of the technologies, many of the advancements that our people have made, many of the things that many of the quote unquote platforms that exist today did not exist back then. When we were speaking of it back then, we were speaking of the need for these things to exist. Now they exist. So what does that mean? That means we spoke shit into existence.
Facts.
Spoke things into existence, and we will continue to speak things into existence. But while things are in existence that have been spoken of, it is our due diligence to come through and to let the people know what these things are. So tonight we are going to be launching our Facts Initiative. Let me give y'all a brief. I'm gonna just share some brief. Let's see if we could share a little something from tonight. You know what I mean? Because it is of extreme importance that we know, what we have in front of us and whatnot. Can you see that screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, there's all of this speak of food shortages. There's a lot of fear that's permeating the quote unquote airwaves. They are really in their bag, especially to those who are considered to be the have-nots, right? It wouldn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why the have-nots wouldn't be affected by this propaganda the most, because they don't have the resources to kind of like brush things like this off. They have to worry, right? So the food shortages is it's coming through. There's all kind of stories that come out weekly that even show that it's being manipulated on purpose. Okay, but what I do know is that there's always a silver lining to everything. So when they put people in these positions, right, the reactionary results are people coming together collectively and saying to themselves, well, shit, what if we had the opportunity to just grow our foods? Like, why are we going to allow a simple problem such as food shortages of food that we can buy as a consumer? The solution, of course, would be to take ourselves out of consumer mind state and put ourselves in another mind state, would be a prosumer. Because if there's a shortage of food, it shows me that if I grow food, then I can make money because it's supply and demand. So the same mind that will say, if there's a demand for marijuana, then I'm going to become a marijuana seller. Or if there's a demand for fentanyl and heroin, I'm going to become a fentanyl and heroin seller and dealer. If there's a demand for cocaine, I'm going to become a cocaine dealer. Well, there's a demand for avocados, tomatoes, you know what I mean? Coconuts, mangoes, strawberries, lettuce, you know, all of these things are in demand. So in places like Virginia, there is a huge, rich, and a deep and a historic agricultural history, right? The history mark is in a lot of people's DNA because they people was in this thing tilling the soil. So I'm going to show our network that these farms exist. What I'll be doing is I'll be utilizing templates from farms and other places that already exist, right? But what we're challenging our community and the facts community to do is to replicate that, okay, or to upgrade it. So within our network, we have the same thing that we see right here. We have these farms, we have these community gardens. We could tell you where to go. We could give you the access of where to go. Our networks will be like our guides. So you will have guides to everybody in art. You will have access to everybody in the food, horticulture, agriculture. When we talk about horticulture, we're talking about legal marijuana, right? Legal hemp, right? Horticulture. We're talking about shrooms and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Psychedelics for the benefits of healing one another, but also for turning these crops into a commodity. So that's an aspect of food and facts, right? And living in Virginia specifically, when we do the Facts Initiative tour, we're targeting every single place that we go. It's geo-targeted. So we customize all of our presentations to the land that we're on because we're speaking to the people directly. So I'm not going to come to Virginia to talk about what they're doing out there in Georgia because you're not there. I'm going to show you in Virginia because you might not even know what the hell is going on in your own city or in your own state because people are not sourcing the data and giving it back to you like that. And it's all good. That's why we're here.
Facts.
Henceforth, the title social entrepreneur. I'm doing social good, right? As an entrepreneur who has multiple businesses and interests and whatnot, because the key to us becoming more stable, right? I would like to use the word stable before I say anything about being successful. Stability is important. So just be stable first. Take you out of survivor mode into striver mode. Get your stability up. Your stability could be you could tap into your stability by having multiple income streams. And as a Facts Initiative member, you will have access to not only multiple income streams, but you will have access to equity into multiple businesses.
That part.
So once I have equity in your marijuana business, I'm only buying marijuana from you. Once I have access and I have equity in your quote unquote psychedelic mushroom business and whatnot, and everything is legal, of course, then I have equity. I'm a stockholder. I'm a shareholder. I have equity. I have an interest in this brand. So the brand loyalty will make me say, you know what? I'm either going to be an affiliate or I'm going to be a partial owner or shareholder, or I'm going to be an investor. You understand? I'm going to put my money and not just put it in a place where it's just going to gain a little bit of interest. No, I'm going to invest it because I believe in these people. I believe in this brand. I believe in this quote unquote, I believe in the founders. So, that's just what we're doing in a nutshell. You know what I mean? It's over 100 something slides. We're really going to be getting into it real quick. I'm going to just leave you with this, right? There's another partial, there's also tier 2 that we'll be revealing of the Facts Initiative. Once you get past the initial tier, the second tier is private, right? The Facts Initiative tier 1 is public. This is private, okay? This is when we get into our private bag, all right? So the F in Facts is fraternal. The A is arms, you know what I mean? Private security forces, private security, all of that part. You don't even, you know what I mean? Cryptocurrency, right? People don't realize cryptocurrency and that whole shit, that's a private affair. It's not public, even though it's on the blockchain and it's open source. It's still certain privacy that has to go into that, right? Spirituality. Your spirituality is private, bro. Your spiritual practices, even the fact of what you practice, should not be something that you necessarily wear on your sleeves, right? It's called crypto Egyptians. You know what I'm talking about? People don't put everything on Front Street to what it is that they do. Crypto Jews, right? Spirituality is something that's members only, and there's a level of privacy to that. So that's just some of the things that we'll be tapping into. I look forward to seeing the family in the building. Brother Blue Pill, he got what he I don't even have to sell it. Blue is gonna do what he's gonna do. You know what I'm talking about? He's gonna let y'all know what he's coming with. But yeah, we not coming to play. And like I said, I'm really the intention is just to remind the family that's out there who they really are. You know what I mean? And what it is that they capable of doing. And just, to remind them the shit is being done, even if they're not doing it. You don't have to live in worry. You don't have to live in lack. You don't have to be like, oh, what's the people? No, people are doing things. Things are being done, But now it's really time for this, for this network to do what has to be done. What time this evening? 5 p.m. Eastern. I stress Eastern. If you live on the West Coast, that will be, what would that be? 2 p.m. your time? Because going to LA really showed me these time differences. You got to really reiterate to people the time, and you're on the East Coast. Eastern time, 5 p.m. all the way to 10 p.m. All right. Without any further ado, I want to open up the lines for another of our special guests. I just called his name and he popped up. I should have opened it right away then, but I'm going to let Blue Pillar let y'all know what y'all have upcoming when you pull up to the building tonight and whatnot, what it is that you have in store with the Pillar Prophecies. So without any further ado, I'm going to open up the line for our next guest, Blue Pillar 44, aka Pope Pablo. All right.
Peace to the gods.
To this day. To this day.
Blue Pillar in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Black Horsemen's in the building.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for not saying cowboy.
Nah, I had to catch myself on that one.
Horsemen enforcing the law sent. You can't believe.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
We the horsemen enforcing the law sent.
The law sent.
Oh.
One of the four horsemen right there.
Yeah. What's your commandments? Feel me?
Wait, hold on. We got Morpheus in the building. The King of Dreams. Hold on. If I ride on the death horse, right, then you ride on the dream horse. Beyonce.
Watch your mouth. Hold on.
Nah, not that far. But nah, I mentioned the TV show The Sandman earlier.
Yes.
And I was talking about the writing and the way that was adapted. That comic book was adapted into a series, and I was commending the pen on the writers and whatnot, and the depiction of original characters that were originally European and Nordic and whatnot, and the addition of multiple melanin characters in the storyline. Most importantly, the Black woman, who were placed into some very strategic roles, some real, they were like the center of the storyline, especially the Vortex.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They had to. You know what I'm saying? They had to. And, it appears that Hollywood, we call Netflix Hollywood.
Yeah, you can.
Right?
It's the disruptor, but it is Hollywood though.
So Hollywood is seemingly more comfortable with telling our story, right? And it seems like as they are advancing the narrative,
right.
You feel me? It almost seems like our people are falling further into a slumber, right?
Mm.
So they're attempting to reverse the curse and show you yourself in a very celestial, divine stature, right? But it's
Right.
almost like to some degrees the damage is done because the people are thoroughly, denuded of who and what they are at this particular point. So there's a cause for celebration. Yeah, you could turn on the TV station and see yourself. You know what I mean? But people are still in denial. So
Right.
what we're doing on the ground, from the ground level, this is so necessary because now you have a backboard, you have a support system. You could bounce these concepts and these ideas off of entertainment. And entertainment in this country is the vehicle that people get their education from and
Yeah, that's
identify
how they
themselves.
learn. Right.
They lost their identity because of entertainment, right? So we got to utilize entertainment as an overlay with this education. So we have to employ edutainment as a medium through which, to give people a semblance of their identity back.
Right.
So we're here, we're in VA, we're in Richmond. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why it took so long. And I'm just speaking personally for myself, because I did my time here in Virginia in '95. You feel me? So this is where I originally got sat down at and
Right.
was forced to, deal with self-discovery. You feel me?
Right.
And I, we made it to Norfolk more times probably than I could count on my hand. But North and Central Virginia, we haven't had the opportunities, to run up in here and do what it is that we do, which is, elucidate that which has been buried in a shallow grave. So our history is literally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right there. It's just in a shallow grave. It just got shrubs over it. You
Right.
remove the weeds and the shrubs, and there it is.
There it is.
But thankfully, this year in particular, I've been getting so much of a thorough education by members of our community that are just not claiming and not to denote, not to be dismissive, because today is Friday, uh, Islam to all of the Moors worldwide.
Islam.
You know what I'm saying? But these individuals have been getting a little
Islamism.
bit more, um, you know, pinpointed in terms of their identity and their history. So there's a lot of tribal information that's coming out. When people are speaking specifically to the tribe, people are unearthing the genealogy. People are coming with receipts.
Yes, they are. They digging it up.
Unprecedented amount of information has, been coming to the surface.
At
Just like
surface. Right.
as I show on Instagram, all of the ancient relics are coming to the surface.
Right.
They are
Right.
something every day now.
Right.
Every day.
Every day. I just saw
Every
something
day.
in China, a statue, a Buddha statue.
Buddha, right?
Right. And in
Now,
India,
right? Unearthed
something
the
appeared.
sea levels got low, and a
Right.
lot of things. So they're unearthing cities, they're unearthing monuments, they're unearthing pyramids. They're
Right.
unearthing
Lakes are
information.
drying.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just the time that we're in, and it's just indicative of the signs of the times that we're in. The things that have been hidden, buried in shallow graves, are now coming to the surface. Right, the veil has
Facts.
lifted.
The veil has been lifted.
So, in a city such as Richmond or Richmond,
Richmond.
right, where this is where the aggrievement took place. This is where the embarrassment. This is where the violation, right? This is where the scab is at, nigga.
Mm.
You feel me? This is where the scab
Yes.
is at. So the more that we talk, the more that we get on this grid and ground and resonate with the land, because the people might not hear us, but the ancestors in this land,
They gonna feel us.
they're gonna feel us. They know that we on
Vortex.
something. We're standing on these vortex ley lines. We edifying the mound in the mound civilizations that predated Columbus. And we speaking of our ancestors, whether they came here on boats or got hit over the head by a colonizer and got their land stole. Both blood coursed through my veins. So I'm putting on for both of them. I'm not getting caught up in the pissing.
To this day.
In this
To
community.
this day.
Feel
That's
me?
a fact.
I ain't getting caught
Both
up in that.
hemispheres. Yeah, I ain't caught up in
Yeah.
none of that.
The op is the Roman Catholic Church.
Facts.
Until further notice. Right?
The holder of the doctrine of
So
discoveries.
yes, the ones that came over when John Smith, when the surveyors came here and they created 2 squares on Church Hill, right, to map out this land that was not their land to begin with. They said openly they was infringing upon the treaties, right? Powhatan gave them a little district.
Right.
They was given a little
square.
district to operate from, and they
Right.
were infringing upon that. They went up on Church Hill and made the surveillance to say, oh, you know, we're going to take this land and call this land Richmond Richmond after they said their observation that it reminded them of the Thames River. Lies. You feel me?
Right.
So, in particular, in this area, Central Virginia, right? In 1619, allegedly, shout out to the NOI because they give the date as 1515. But we know on record, the official story being 1619, where our ancestors came in late August, a week from now, either 20th or 21st is the anniversary of August 20th, 1619, and when we made land, you know, they say the first
Landfall.
slaves came here, yeah, through Jamestown, through the
Right.
port.
The 1619 project, y'all.
The 1619 project.
Right.
So, again, you know, we're here to put some things in perspective and to share some information with residents that, one, may not know this history, and two, may have some more to add on to it.
Right.
And we're not chasing the dog's tail of racism or white supremacy, but we are saying that, you know, we got to tell a story. We got to tell these particular truths. We have to unearth them. We have to, you know, turn the lights on.
Yeah, that's important.
We have to turn the lights on. There has been an egregious error that has been done to our people, and there's about 3 or 4 places that we can pinpoint and just say it's necessary for ceremonious ritual to be done for us to get past certain things and to get to the truth. It's Richmond, it's New Orleans,
Louisiana,
it's Savannah,
Georgia.
okay? And I'll keep the last one a secret. Right? Let's just focus on those for now. Charleston, right? Can't leave Charleston out of it. So
Right.
Charlestown, Richmond, okay? New Orleans, and Savannah. Calling forward all esoteric occultists, spiritual practitioners, right? If you really want to test the muster of your magic and see whether this shit can stand up against what the Goths are doing,
right?
Then those are the places where your services are best needed. You niggas
with
can get
with a church and a crown set up,
with the dragon breath, right? Doing whatever you spend time doing in this community, right? Your services are better rendered going to chase those dragons.
Right.
Feel me? Instead of all that hot air, the niggas insist on blowing in one another's face in this community, keeping up with the Joneses and the gossip. No, take your energy, take your faculty, take your audience, take your following, right? And go down to these places and do your ceremonial magic that you can free up our ancestors who are earthbound and fucking upset. All right? Then nothing is being done in this post-racial world to edify our ancestors, if you will, if they want to call it post-racial.
Right.
So we could get to whatever's on the other side of things. So we could talk about, oh, you know, acquiring or taking back or laying claim to some of this beautiful land here in America that is ours, or that you should have as much access to as the colonizer does. The colonizers down here living hella comfortable.
Man, comfortable. They
Facts.
they not worried though.
Hella comfortable.
No pressure.
Nah,
None,
they chilling.
none. Because again, the history has been overlaid by the thinnest of veils, and they call it postmodernist civilization or culture. You know, we can turn the strip into an art district. You know what I'm saying? And we
Right.
can paint murals all around the city. You feel me? I'm in
They
South.
putting lipstick on the
Richmond
pig.
now.
Right.
Yeah, I'm in South Richmond. We can make it an equal opportunity zone, right? All this shit that they're doing. You feel me? But our ancestors are not happy. And they're not only not happy with the colonizer has done, they're not happy with the melanated people that are the residents of these cities that are, you know, that exist on these ley lines. You feel me? But are not tapping into none of the potential of what this land has to offer or this history that wants to be heard. Instead, niggas is too concerned with flipping birds and, you know, whatever else it is that they doing. You
Right.
know, creating these and making these cities murder capitals. Why you think that they murder capitals? Because, right? So I named Richmond murder capital, New Orleans murder capital, right?
Yeah.
Savannah murder capital. Or not so much Savannah, but Savannah turns up Charleston, especially though, right?
Right.
Everywhere where our ancestors have been done dirty, and our people have done nothing to revenge it, right, or edify it.
Ignore it. They buried
Ignore,
it.
right?
Right.
Right. They
They're
just
not riding
ignore it,
for it. They're not
and they
spinning for it.
they bury it, and they keep on as if they're not operating on cursed land,
They didn't spin for it.
right? Powhatan, the chief himself, said that this land will be cursed.
Right.
Why they don't tell the residents that, right?
Right.
But this small city is a murder capital.
Right.
This small city, like I'm saying, what's up to grown ass black men out here. I'm giving salutations to grown black men. These ain't grown black men. These niggas looking at me like I'm crazy. Right? Let alone not honor me with a response. These niggas is just looking at me like I am fucking crazy.
You an alien. What planet are you from?
Yeah. I love being an alien. I love it though. That's a great feeling when I go through.
So when you see that level of disconnection and disrespect from the elders or the olders, feel me? Like what would you possibly expect from their children?
Right.
That part, man.
The soil that they was raised in is contaminated. I'm talking about the children. The soil that they was birthed in is not fertile. Right? The shit is contaminated. That's the shit that Sadhguru and them is talking about. That topsoil that's no longer, it ain't got no minerals in it.
Right.
So that's the state and the condition that we found our people in, you know, in these cities that have so much history in them. You feel me? But no consciousness.
Right.
Or the consciousness cannot coalesce, can't connect. There's something, right? They're putting water in the oil. There's something that's preventing them from binding.
Right.
And that's the lack of history being taught. That's the lack of history being put in perspective, because it don't make sense coming out here and rabble rousing nobody. You feel me? Right? And you know, and I noticed this when I was incarcerated in Virginia. This is the home of light skinned niggas. You don't find. You don't see a lot of dark skinned people out here.
There's a lot of mixing taking place.
Yeah, this was a lot of miscegenation between what they consider to be indigenous tribes, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, and the John Smith shit, you know, the Pocahontas,
Right.
right? So there's a phenotype, there's a genome, and I'm remembering it now that I'm here. I'm remembering my incarceration. I'm
Right.
remembering the fact that this is the first place that I had seen generational, like a nigga come to jail and his daddy there and his daddy's there. This was in Virginia in the 90s.
Right.
And it was an honor almost for a nigga to come to jail to see his parents. Oh, my uncle is in here, my daddy's in here, my granddaddy's in here. And in the receiving that we all came through in Virginia is Deep Meadows, which is on Powhatan land. It's actually in Powhatan, Virginia. So this is when I had got, you know, the download. Hello, how are you? This is where I got the download, right? Because
give me them sneakers.
A real live carjacking, a real.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a live World Star.
Yeah, they got
World Star.
They want to World Star me for these kicks out here.
World Star.
It ran down on me 5 times today. So yeah, Powhatan. I remember being on a bus when they brought me to Powhatan and falling in love with the land. Like, God damn, I had never seen something so beautiful. And
Right.
it's, of course, it's a contradiction because they're like, nigga, you was going to prison. I'm like, yeah, but on the way there, the shit that you see,
The scenic route.
the scenic route.
That's like going to the mountains in upstate New York.
I mean, even when you come into Powhatan, when you come into Deep Meadows, and you know it's a long goddamn corridor that you got to go up to till you come into receiving. Those rolling hills, man.
Yeah, beautiful, right?
Those rolling hills of the Shenandoah Valley, of the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's the most beautiful thing ever, bro. So Virginia has.
People want to see them sneakers, man.
Oh,
they want to know what the people going crazy about.
Oh, these joints.
Yeah. Can't leave them in suspense. Let me see. Hold it up to the camera. Oh, yeah. Hold on.
To this day.
Joints.
Woo!
Yeah, joints crazy.
Yeah. You need a sneaker gallery. We need a sneaker gallery out here. If they, you know what I mean? You know what they like now.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying.
It's one right across the street from the event. Actually, I'm sitting.
The reason why, right? That now, I'm not gonna say the reason why people are stopping you for your kicks is because our people are trained to look from the sneaker up. You feel me? But those you can't just look.
Yeah.
Them shits is like look at me's. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna see those 2 blocks away. Like what is coming towards me? Like what's going on?
Crazy, and they all hands. This is all embroidery.
Right.
This is all hand stitched.
That's crazy.
This is all hands. This is all embroidery, my nigga. Feel me? Somebody did this. This wasn't no machine.
That's serious. That's stupid.
Thank you.
Yeah, them joints funky, man. Them joints is fire.
Yeah, them shits is fire. I need every flavor in that, bro.
Yeah, I got a few of them.
Who made them joints?
It's a manufacturer out of Spain. They make them once. They make them. It takes like the majority of the year to make them, and they only sell them at the gym show. You can only buy them one time of the year.
I think we need to put in an order for about 20 dozens, though.
You got to run down. It's not about it's first come, first serve. So we already know.
Well, yeah, I'm a
yeah.
I'm down. Yeah, okay.
So
anyway,
yes. So the unearthing of information, you know what I'm saying? The edification of our ancestors. How are you? You know, and again, you know, I always promised myself that I would come back to Virginia and offer something of substance, because, you know, truth be told, like when I was in, this is where I actually, I guess I give a lot of different origin points for my beginning of consciousness. But when I got sat down, that's the first time I got to read,
111.
you know, certain books. It's the first time I got to, it's like when I started my workout, you know, my fitness started in that situation.
Your art
My art,
leveled up,
yeah. So my art,
and your poetry.
my poetry was discovered. And look, and this is the home of Edgar Allan Poe.
Whew.
So
Poe.
to this day,
Poe.
to this day,
Poe.
right? So they heavy on the poetry. They got museums built out to homie and everything. So there's an appreciation for the word here. And if nothing else, like I said, Richmond, a Richmond is it's an art center.
Right.
So the museums are here. They said that they got more restaurants here than a little bit. So the food is always synonymous with culture. My thing that I've seen, they're trying to give this to niggas and they don't want it. They're trying to give them the history. Rather, if it's uncomfortable, rather how uncomfortable it is, you still got to go through it. You got to go to it and you got to go through it to know what your story is.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Your story is not just crack cocaine, nigga.
Bigger than that.
So when we speak about Richmond, when we speak about Norfolk, we speak about all of these areas that we know in the 90s and the 80s that people from our hood was coming out here.
And striking gold.
Yeah, laying it down.
But striking out too.
Yeah. You know, we perpetuated the reverse of what the cotton trade was. You know what I'm saying?
Break that down.
How cotton was king in the South, crack was king in the North. You know what I'm saying? How niggas was slaves to cotton or slaves for cotton in the South. We became slaves to fashion in the North.
Cotton.
So cotton, right? Became slaves to fashion, which was cotton. Our odyssey globally, the way that we traversed and traveled the earth initially in the 90s, we wasn't selling drugs, we was boosters. We was chasing cotton.
Right.
Through the South, through the Midwest, through the West,
right.
Internationally. You feel me? But at the same time, you know, bros came down here with the crack cocaine, so it was almost like a reverse migration. And then they came down here and they put people into slavery. You feel me? With that white rock.
Right.
Right? That same white rock that Davis slung to slew Goliath.
To this day. To this day.
It's all biblical. So they're gonna get Pope Pablo out this biatch.
Right.
And why on 8th Street, I just seen the biggest St. Paul Episcopal church.
Woo. Say word.
So you know they're gonna get a rare form of Pope Pablo.
Oh man, they got Pope Paul Episcopal.
So again, Church Hill, right? Church Hill, the highest point in the city, where they said at the hood, you know, niggas is turned up over there. You feel me?
Right.
This is where the monastery.
The trenches.
Yeah, this is where the monastery, this is where the church laid the foundation at for Church Hill. And that particular edifice has gone back and forth through the hands of the church, and they thought about selling it. Then they consecrated it as, you know, like a national historic type of situation. So this is where a lot of the spell emanates from, bro.
Right.
The spell emanates from this landmass. You feel me? And you got to lay waste to certain things on the ethereal plane before they can change on the physical material plane. Let me say that again. You have to lay waste to things on the ethereal plane before you can see change on the material plane. Right? And that's the nature of these ceremonial rituals on these grid lines. You have to lay waste to things on the ethereal plane before you can see change on the material plane. Okay?
Right.
And you know, again, allow people to believe what it is that they will about either the lack of power of the word, you know what I'm saying? But for those who know, it's no use in saying sound, word, power, and all of these colorful phrases if you're not going to utilize the word, right?
Facts.
The word is being weaponized and used against you at this particular time. So if the word
Peace,
is
God. Not to cut your wisdom. Just an update. I'm about to set up in the room, so I'm about to tap out. Everybody get your tickets. We setting up as we speak. Continue, God.
Oh, take him on a little tour. Let him. This is
Yeah.
spot.
Oh yeah. Let me turn the lights on real quick. We
Yeah,
actually about to
yeah.
set up. You know what I mean? So everything's premature right now, but
It's all gravy. You know, art, art pond deck. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at them floors. Yes, yes. I love it.
come on down. Come
Yes,
on down.
indeed.
Come on
Yes,
down.
indeed. They got the stage. You know what I mean? Art is king, y'all. Art is king. Wait till you see this presentation and the
Yeah.
information I got
Salute.
about
I'll
this
see y'all
art.
soon.
All right, peace. Yes, I love it.
yeah, art is integral. I actually have some art with me. Um, so you know we're gonna show some art. But
That's
again,
beautiful.
if the word is not powerful, if the word is flimsy, if the word is insignificant, right? Why are people still under the thumb of the word?
Right,
Why are people still under the heel of the word? Our people are literally under bondage by the word. It's not a physical imprisonment. It's
right.
the word. So
That's
how
a
you
fact.
you got to fight it with the word. You know what
That
I'm
is
saying?
a fact.
You can't fight it with sticks and stones. You
Mm.
got to use the word to combat with the word, right? And they said that he who has a superior claim shall win. So
And hold on, did they showed you that with the I am test in the Sandman when Morpheus was in hell against Lucifer and they battled and they the way that they were battling, it was like a chess game of I
yeah,
ams, and what defeated the Lucifer was hope.
hope.
Hope. Well, go
Yeah,
ahead.
hope. That word that equals 44 in Gematria. That campaign that the 44th president ran off, hope,
Off of hope.
right?
Yes,
Because hope is
sir.
dope. And they call it a hopiate,
A
you know?
hopiate.
And that's what the church, they sell hope. They bottle it up, they bag it up, and they
Mm.
sell hope. Hope is an opiate sold by the church. Feel me?
Yep.
But it's effective. Because if it
Very.
wasn't, we wouldn't be going up against what we're going up against today, attempting to reverse the curse that was put on our people by way of the word. So you got to get on these grids and you got to make sense of nonsense. You have to reverse the curse. You have to be alchemists. You know what I'm saying? If this is your calling, if your thing is, you know, if this is how you give it up, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if this is what you expect your impact on the world to be, because I done had enough. I'm just tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought that I was gonna ignore it,
Right.
just go about doing something else. But I'm just like, yo, this shit is weak. And it's being held together by the thinnest of threads. So I'm like, is this what's stopping y'all from being in joy? Is this what's stopping y'all from being fulfilled? Is this what's stopping y'all from being happy? Is this what's stopping us from progressing as a people?
Right.
All right, so it's time for it to go. You know what I'm saying? And then what?
Mm-hmm.
You know? But at least, you know, we can get it out the way. But look, I'm actually, you know, I'm in the hood. Like I said, this is South. This is South.
Okay, this is South Richmond.
Yeah, I'm in South Richmond.
Okay.
But, you know, This is on posters and all of that out here. Hold on, you see it?
Okay, you see it.
To this day.
We outside.
To this day.
We outside. You know what I'm talking about? The Monday. Yeah, but I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna let you get back to what you're doing. Thank you for dropping in and blessing us with that information. Keep doing the work. I'll see you at the venue, and we are gonna turn up and make this thing do what it do. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, hold on, man. All right.
Let them see the full drip.
I think
Okay, there you go. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what's
You know.
up. Horsepower.
Yeah, remember, y'all. We do this like we're doing it for TV for y'all. Because here's another thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, we are also engaged in an image war, right? Because melanated people as a brand have been damaged, and that brand damage, right, it has a rippling effect, and the brand damage is one based on image and imagery,
Right.
let alone our people have a self-identity issue, right, but they damn sure have an image issue.
Big image issue.
Right. So when people see us, let me speak for myself. I utilize my right when I put on my wardrobe, I'm in war mode every single day. And what I'm going to battle against is a person's preconceived notions of who and what I am based on my image.
Right.
Right. So I'm always running routes. You can't figure me out. Right. If
Right.
you have a prescribed understanding of what our image is, I'm gonna fuck you up every opportunity that I get, because they're gonna be like, what is that? And what are those?
What are those?
So automatically you're forced to come to my side to ask questions.
Right.
And it's incumbent upon me whether I want to answer or not. Because sometimes I'm like, I'll let the drip do the talking. Nigga.
That's right. Hold on. Swim through the tsunami, baby. Swim through the tsunami. Like,
so I'll wear a cowboy hat with a feather.
right.
I'll wear a cowboy hat with moccasins and fuck them up. Right? I mean, because people are so basic. And they can only engage
so
in
surface.
Yeah, and because of, the binary, they're like, you could either be a cowboy or an Indian. I'm like, nigga, I'm neither. I'm a horseman and I'm an indigenous. Right? So, and we both of them. So both origins come from our people. And there's more similarities than there are differences. But again, it's on you if you so choose to accept the assignment to become the alchemist and figure out a way how you can forge the two together, right? Because everything is always telling a story. So when you step outside, what story are you telling? When you step outside, which message are you conveying? When you step outside, which stereotype are you reinforcing?
Right.
You feel me?
Yep.
When you step outside, are you doing something additional to combat the false images or the false ideas or the false concepts or the false narratives that they tell about us? So that's what's behind, you know what I'm saying, the declaration, the oath, the commitment to give them the business every time that I step outside. You feel
that
me?
part. You're gonna get this work. In other words, translation. Swim through the drip. Swim through the tsunami. But yeah, man. Yeah, so that's what it is. I'm gonna let you prepare yourself, and I'm gonna prepare myself for today's beautiful event that I can't wait. We got merch on deck. If you're pulling up, Make sure you get there early. First come, first serve with the merchandise. You don't want to pull up there too late. 5 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. 321. Is that Main Street?
I think it's
Hold
Main.
on. Broad Street. 321 West Broad Street. And the ticket is very affordable. I believe it's only 30 at the door or something. We got Source Guard in the building. We got Red and Blue in the building. Survey in the building. We got some more entertainment that's gonna be in the building.
Yeah, the
And
young
you
lady.
got the young. Say her name.
Remember her name?
I get it right now. Hold on one second.
Yeah, Edify. Say her name.
Charged Up Noah, Source Guard, and Flowing Lotus.
Yeah.
Right, Flowing Lotus will be doing sound healing. Okay, so we're gonna be getting some sound healing from the Divine Feminine, and then we got Source Guard from Memphis, the Young God, and then Red and Blue. Right, Just is also in the building from VA, so this is gonna be monumental. Y'all be in the building. If you can't make it in the physical, worry not, fret not. Pull up to the live stream. That ticket is available on KTLUniversity.com, and you'll be in the building with us through the live stream, or you'll be there live. Either or, be there. You know what I mean? Show us love, like we show you love. And then next weekend we'll be in New York. We'll let you know about that. But on Sunday, before that, on Sunday, we'll be in PG County, Maryland, PG County at Everlasting Life. All right, doing the same thing that we're doing here, right in PG County, because the tour started.
To this day. To this day.
Tour has begun, and we're spreading this word, and we're touching these grids, and we talking to the people, we hugging babies, we shaking hands, we taking pictures, and we getting out there. Twin Pillars, the Abegis, doing the work.
That's that. All right.
That's that. All right. Peace and love, y'all. Hit that cash app. See y'all. See y'all in PG. See y'all in VA. See y'all in New York. The tour has started. Facts Initiative, food, art, clothing, technology, and strategy or shelter. Peace.